So here we are at Ensey's Grove with Jeff, who is manager of the Grove, and just basically you're managing the whole business, right?
Yeah, starting with the business last year with the trees the last few years. They want me to take over as far as doing everything, really. I pick most of the fruit. I take care of all the trees myself. I've been here 8 years, as I said, and we open around the beginning of June, when mango season starts. We have the main varieties. The bulk is Hayden beginning. We also have Edward Glen as far as early stuff goes. We have Kents mostly in the middle here. We have a couple dozen of the big trees of Kents, and then for the middle season, some Valencia Pride, and then we have Kits for the end of season. And a couple dozen of each of those trees keeps us really busy, and then we have our own varieties that are only here. And then we have some other varieties, Glen, Edward, Southern Blush, Namdok Mai, some of our own varieties, Tyler, Austin, JDNC, Rutledge. So we have a lot of fruit. And I do all the picking. I have a couple guys help me when it gets close to the weekend. We'll do about 60 baskets a day. And sometimes we're busy 7 days a week,
So are there some unique challenges to this particular location as far as growing mangoes?
Well, it seems to be a boon and a bane at the same time, and a boon that it's, I think that the fruit gets more sweet when we have so many cold nights, of 40, but not being too much below that because of the two rivers in our location, kind of makes a blanket over the place. Also with underneath this is bedrock of coquina rock, which has old ancient holes in it, and the trees lock into it, and it's full of nutrients. So I think it makes the fruit more complex, more sweet, more juicy, and I think the cold weather helps with that too. But then the cold weather is a little bit dangerous because we have had a freeze in the past, a couple of them. You see the smaller trees were planted in '89, and some of the bigger trees have been here for 50, 60, and some of them 80 years.
So how far down does the rock start?
About 1.5 feet in places, so we don't have much cushion until it's rock, but there are holes in the rock full of rotten palm trees, ancient palm trees, so that they get into there and they lock in, and I really think it helps the trees, and especially in a drought too. We had a couple dry months last year and the year before, where they dropped some leaves, but they really didn't do too bad, plus we did a little hand watering on them.
Yeah, in Homestead they've got like 4 inches above the rock.
Yeah.
And so
and it's limestone.
This is like great to have a 1.5 feet.
Yeah, we're fortunate there, and also with the holes. I don't know how many. I know there are holes in the limestone, but we have them like symmetrically placed, like if it was an old palm grove, an old palm hammock, and so they really get into it. The roots go into the rock, so we don't have it. When I have it right now, I'm aerating this trail because I drive it when I'm doing the tree work, so I'm going back and pulling up the dirt and kind of aerating the trail.
Do you get like damage on the leaves from the salt air? Or?
The salt air, we're far enough away, like if we want to walk around this corner here is kind of facing northeast, and then there's a big part of the river, and then the salt air kind of comes through there. The old guys planted Australian pines as windbreak, you see back in there, and that kind of helps block with the coldness. The salt really doesn't hurt us, but it does help with keeping the fungus less. We still take care of our fungus with Manzate, but it's a thoughtful application. We don't do it before or after rains. It's really no wind if we do it, and that's just for the anthracnose, and I find it helps the black spot too, the bacterial spot. We have had trees with more trouble than others, you probably know. So right around in these open areas get wind damage more than salt damage. The sides of the trees, you can see they're more bare. These are some of the trees I pruned this year, trying to get the height out, and the middles of them lower.
Yeah, they get tall when you have to pick the fruit from them.
Yeah, I've got 4 different poles that are, one of them's an extension of them pulling down fruit. It gets very heavy when they're really tall.
Yeah, they make a lot of decisions on what to cut during fruiting season.
Yeah, exactly. That helps. It helps with my boss saying, okay, we really need to bring this tree down, which was with these sunsets here. If you want to look at these, there's 4 of them. This one here, and this one here, and it's not the sunset that we're familiar with. They're only up here, and they were brought here by a merchant marine. Brought a basket of these seeds from Thailand, and these were planted in 1927, I believe. And so it's been really hard for them to let me trim, or them to allow me to trim these, because they're just so big, beautiful trees. But it really does help with the fruit.
Oh yeah.
It really does help with the picking, and it helps with the health of the tree. You can just tell if they're long and lanky. They seem to be not as insulated from that cold wind that we can get. And these Australian pines, we're trying to eliminate them because the roots come into the grove and kind of choke out the trees near them. So we've dug ditches around the Australian pines, and it does work as a windbreak, but I'd rather use mango seedlings as a windbreak than Australian pine. So yeah, it's we have, I think, 47 varieties, sometimes a little more. I mean, I'm getting more, and I take some out that aren't as good. I am doing some top working on some of the trees, and the old guys did a little bit of top work back in the day. So we have some grafts, veneer grafts off the sides of trunks that are this big around, trunks of different ones. We have the main varieties, like I said, Hayden, Kent, and Kit. That's where the bulk of our stuff goes. People get sick of Haydens, and people want Kents, and people don't want but we have people that buy all Kents and all Haydens. So we keep them. We have Osteen, which is pretty much a Brevard mango. We have 5 big trees of those. Some of our proprietary varieties, I said, the Tyler, the Austin, the Rutledge, the JD NC, Royal Purple, which is a really good mango. Big ones over there. Solid purple mango, tastes like grape Skittles. A little bit of fiber, but really tolerable.
Grape Skittles.
It tastes just like grape Starburst or Skittles or something like that. And then we have an Orange Delicious that tastes like an orange Starburst, and a little bit of fiber. They're seedlings that we've kept. There's some obvious seedlings that we don't want at all, and we take down. So yeah, that's my life.
So during the off season, you don't work here as much, but
I don't as much. I get like half the hours, but I'm here. I'm always working with the trees. Like I said, I just got done pruning 46 trees this year, big ones, and so I come back and I do the pruning seal afterwards. I really find it helps with the healing and the bugs. The collar wraps around a lot easier. I try to keep it clean. I let all the wildflowers grow for a little bit. And now that we have a bloom starting, we have our first bloom starting. It's a good one too. We have 3 blooms up here. Everybody does, I believe. But the first bloom is, bigger fruit, and a lot of them get knocked off in the wind. But I like to take care of all the blooms. The second bloom is just the whole grove will be going off at the same time. And then we'll have the late varieties coming on later. And so I'm always doing something to help them.
That's good. So, but life that then gets really, really crazy during mango season.
During mango season, up until then, even we do a lot of green mangoes too. We sell the pickle mangoes to some of our customers. Some of the varieties that give us trouble later, we sell them as the green mangoes that stay on too long. The brooks stay on forever, so they'll, I'm sure you've seen them germinate on the tree. So we try to sell those as green mangoes. So that starts at the end of May, beginning of June. And then June, when June hits, in the last week of June, it's every day for 4 months, as you know. Yeah, lots of work.
So do you have any specific plans, any changes that you would like to make to the grove?
Myself, I would like to see more late varieties because, people are just like, all you have is kits and stuff as far as our customers. And I like them. And some people only like kits, but I'd like to have more of our varieties in the later ones. I'm starting to do more grafting myself and getting, with more management, I have more time to do, things that I see need to be done, top work and trees. And I really want to get those Australian pines out of there. I want to plant more seedlings and work with those, just keep up with the business part of it and make it more profitable. I like to document everything. I'm kind of crazy when it comes to my trees. I like to write down what I do to them, the date, and just follow that throughout the year and go back to it. That's it.
So one last question about the grove is, and the mangoes, of course, is, people come park along the street and get their mangoes from this fruit stand that's right next to the street.
Yeah.
Have you noticed a change in the customers over the years that you've been here? Are you getting new customers? I mean, I know you get a lot of repeat customers.
We are getting a lot of new customers. We have a lot of our families. Sorry to interrupt.
No problem.
We have a lot of new customers.
How do they hear about you?
They hear about us mostly word of mouth. Lately, we've been on her daughter, Angie's daughter, has gotten us a website. We're really low tech, but she's gotten us a website. It's on Ensey Tropical Fruit Company. And then on Google Maps, we just got on Google Maps last year, so that we get a lot of calls about that. And sometimes Google Maps, the hours are not right, so always call the farm. Always look us up and call the farm number for that. So that's pretty much how we know how people talk about us.
Is there a certain kind of mango that a lot of the people are looking for? It's
Everybody wants some of the newer ones, some of the coconut cream. My favorite's the Maha Chinook. That's some of the trees I'm trying to get up here, more of those. They produce well. I never really can tell what they want. I mean, of course we have our regulars that I know what they want, but they just want our mangoes. We pick them perfectly. We take great care of them, and we take good care of our customers too.
Plus, I mean, you're only an hour away from Orlando, and
yeah,
so I mean,
we get a lot of business from Orlando. People call, we came all the way from Orlando. We're like, cool, come on over. We have people come from Georgia. We have a lot of good customers, and sometimes we ship all over too. And we'll box them up and send them to Alaska. We've done that before.
Wow.
So,
mangoes in Alaska.
Yeah.
Good mangoes in Alaska.
That's right. Some of the best, actually. Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, thanks very much, Jeff.
Thank you.